as fans, we've been pissed off with Rafi Devers. There are some executives around MLB that aren't happy with how this Rafi Devers situation went down from the Red Sox side of things, saying I'd get rid of him too. And then there was someone else that spoke up, someone that Red Sox fans really listened to, especially those of my generation, and that's David Ortiz. And David Ortiz, man, he gave a scathing review of Rafael Devers and what he has done for this Red Sox team and how he does not blame the Red Sox for how they handled this thing. Now, let me make this clear before we get into this. David Ortiz is employed by the Red Sox. He gets a nice, cushy, probably 7-figure job from the Red Sox to be an ambassador to the team. Okay, so let's start with that. He's in a pretty good spot with the Red Sox. Pretty good spot with the Red Sox. And does he carry their water a little bit? Probably. I'll just say that. But he took to Instagram Live and he said, quote, "The Red Sox didn't disrespect Devers. He disrespected himself. He comes to spring training out of shape and let me start that over. He didn't disrespect Devers. He disrespected himself. He comes to spring training out of shape and being the third baseman with the worst defense. They sign a Gold Glove and he won't accept another position." He basically said, there comes up and downs with playing with an organization of this ilk for so long. And he was like, I did what you needed to do when the team asked you to. He said, quote, "If you handle your business and you showed up the way you did, the one who disrespected the team and the players was you." So again, you got to take it with a grain of salt. With David Ortiz's stature with the Red Sox, his position with the Red Sox. But you also need to take into account David Ortiz does know what he's talking about. Okay, he did play for this team for a long time. And from a player profile perspective, he's very similar to Rafael Devers. Okay, they weren't the fleetest of foot out there in the field. David Ortiz needed to become a DH. So did Rafi Devers. Big, hulking, left-handed sluggers for the Red Sox that were the faces of the franchise at the time that they were there. So David Ortiz does know what he's talking about when it comes to this. And he even showed the camera like all the the red messages that Rafi Devers had that he didn't respond to. Like David Ortiz clearly trying to reach out to him. And this is where, again, it comes down to like Rafi just didn't care about this team or this organization. And I know a lot of pro athletes aren't like fans and they're like dying for the name on the front. I get it. But for those who are still saying that Rafi Devers wasn't a bad teammate, like a lot of Red Sox fans are, wouldn't even say the majority, but a lot of Red Sox fans are, like how Pedro Martinez is saying, like, what do you point to say that he is a good teammate? Because the team they asked him to play a different position to help the team. And he said no. He wouldn't do it. And there's no good reason why he wouldn't do it. He's got his contract. He's got his money locked in. He doesn't need to worry about his own value. Okay? So, like, when in our lives do we see something like that and think, oh, yeah, no, he is a team player. He just didn't do what you asked him to do. But he respects you. He cares. He wants to help out you guys. He just won't do what's good for you guys. It brings me to a story I had as a kid where myself and my siblings went hiking with our cousin who was babysitting us. And the hike got a little out of control. We went a little off the trail. We went out there longer than we should have. It was summertime. My brother Matt had the only drink out of all of us. I think it was a soda, which wasn't going to help us much. But he was the only one who had a drink. And it was supposed to be like a short hike. It wasn't supposed to be anything serious. And it wasn't, but it just took a little longer than we expected. And it was summertime. It was hot. And my cousin asked him, like, Matt, could you please share your drink with everyone else? He said, no. He's like, I was the one who brought the drink. I'm not helping you guys. And like, yeah, okay. He was the one that had the drink, but we thought he was an asshole because he wouldn't share it with us. Okay. Like that doesn't help out anybody else. That's kind of being an asshole. He'd probably tell you the same thing now. That's what Rafi Devers is doing. Is it unfair for my cousin to ask him to share the drink with us? Maybe. But he's being an asshole. Is it unfair to ask Rafi Devers to play first base after your first baseman's knee explodes? Maybe. But he's kind of an asshole for not doing it. He's a bad teammate for not doing it. And then in day one in San Francisco, he's taking ground balls at first base. And I've got people on social media, I've got people in the comment section of these videos telling me, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, this is nothing like the real world. This is Major League Baseball. It's different. Guys don't just switch positions like that. To where I will give you a couple of different examples here, from broader to more specific. Okay, Mookie Betts, the superstar, future first ballot Hall of Famer, Gold Glove outfielder. About half the year, the Dodgers ask him to play the infield, whether it's second base or shortstop. Mookie Betts goes out there and does it. Okay, so there's the case of a superstar like Mookie Betts moving from the outfield to the infield because it helps the team. Okay, maybe you want to look at first baseman. That's a tough position to learn. Okay, fine, we'll do first baseman. Bryce Harper. Again, longtime outfielder, one of the best players in baseball, first ballot Hall of Famer. Team needed him to play first base. He moved to first base. Okay, now we need to get more specific. How about a Red Sox first baseman who hadn't played the position before? Okay, shall we? Because I can give you two different examples. Kevin Youkilis came up as a third baseman. He did not play first base. He's an agile infielder for the corner infield, and he became a Gold Glove first baseman because that's what the team needed him to do. I'll also bring up Kyle Schwarber in 2021. Comes to this team without a position, had never played first base before, and right before the postseason, they asked him to play first base. Even though it would be embarrassing, and at times it was, but you know what? He did it because it helped the team. The team. Bo Schembechler did some shady shit, but he was right about that thing. Rafi Devers did not help the team. And now guys like David Ortiz are calling him out for it. And this is deserved, man. I don't think the Red Sox should have traded him. I don't. But that is deserved. He did not help out your team. He was a bad teammate. So it's kind of like good riddance. Good riddance. And again, it's all these little things. First base, he's taking ground balls day one. He wouldn't do post-game interviews for the Red Sox. Never did them. And I get that. Like he's, his English still isn't great. He does the translator. I don't think that's the end of the world. That's like really small shit when it comes to refusing to play a position. But wouldn't you know, Saturday afternoon, he hits the home run that beats the Red Sox. And who's out there doing the Giants post-game interview but Rafael Devers? You can't make this shit up. He would have fit in with the Red Sox perfectly in like the mid-'80s. Just a bunch of a-holes, 25 guys, 25 caps. That's what Rafi Devers wants to be. Worship at the altar of Barry Bonds, because the San Francisco Giants, if you hit 30 home runs, they will kiss your ass 10 ways to Sunday. They'll do whatever it takes to make sure you don't feel uncomfortable, Rafi. Sounds like he's in a great spot. But don't try. There are still Red Sox fans sitting here calling you a bootlicker for saying that Rafi Devers is a bad teammate. Find somewhere that shows me he's a good teammate, and I'll reconsider. Just give me one. Just give me an example of where he was a good teammate. And switching to DH does not count. Okay, I'm sick of this bullshit of, it's so hard to become a DH. The guy fucking hits. That's all he did anyway. Oh no, fat fuck won't have to go out in the field anymore. Don't give me that either. He's a bad teammate. And he might not be the last Red Sox trade here. Say that.